Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we uncover the hidden stories in corporate filings. Today we're diving into what SLM Corporation, also known as Sally Mai, has been up to. Get ready, because this filing might just be a little more interesting than your average student loan statement. Before we jump in, if you love getting clear. No nonsense insights into company reports, hit that subscribe button, and hey, we've got a growing community over on Discord where we break down these filings even further. You can find the link in the description below. Alright, so we are looking at a current report filed by SLM Corporation, ticker symbol SLM. This is an update that came out on the 20th of February 2026. Usually these are filed to announce significant events, but this one is mainly about updating information for investors. Think of it like a company saying, hey, we've got some new slides to share with you. The big news here is that on the 20th of February 2026, SLM Corporation updated their investor presentation. This presentation is essentially a snapshot of where the company stands financially and strategically, usually as of the end of the last quarter. So this update is giving us their latest thoughts and figures as of the close of 2025. And then a little bit more information that was added on the 20th of February of 2026. It is like getting a brand new report card, just a bit later than expected. Now, what kind of company is SLM Corporation? They are a big player in the student loan industry. You probably know them by their more common name, Sally Mae. They help students and their families pay for college by providing private student loans. So when we look at their investor presentations, we're really looking at how they're managing the world of student debt, which, as you can imagine, is a pretty dynamic and sometimes tricky business. This filing really points to a company that is focused on transparency with its investors. They're explaining how they're managing their preferred stock, which is a type of stock that has a higher claim on assets and earnings than common stock. While it may not sound super exciting, it is important for understanding the company's capital structure and how it influences their ability to borrow money and operate. Essentially, it's about how they manage their different types of ownership and how that impacts their financial health. The date here, the 20th of February 2026, tells us that this report is confirming information that was either updated or made available around that time. They're essentially saying, here is the latest picture as of the very beginning of 2026, and here is some supplemental info we're adding right now. Let's look at what kind of stock they have that is traded. They've got common stock, which is what most people think of when they hear stock, and they also have preferred stock. The common stock is their basic ownership unit, and it is traded on the Nasdaq Global Select Market under the ticker SLM. That is the ticker you'll be looking for if you want to track their stock price. Then there is their preferred stock. This specific series, Series B, is a bit different. It is a floating rate, meaning the dividend it pays can change based on market interest rates, and it is non-cumulative. Non-cumulative means if the company misses a dividend payment, they don't have to make it up later. This type of preferred stock is also traded on the Nasdaq under the ticker SLMBP. This shows they are managing different types of financial instruments to fund their operations and growth. Now, the real juicy part of this filing is what is called Regulation FD disclosure. This is all about making sure important company information is shared with everyone at the same time. They don't want any one investor to have an advantage. So SLM Corporation is telling us they've updated their investor presentation, which they usually post on their website. Even though they're posting it online, they're also filing it with the SEC to make sure it is officially part of the public record. This is their way of saying, hey, we're being upfront about all the information we're sharing. They're emphasizing that they regularly share updates through their corporate website. This is a common practice for many publicly traded companies. It's their way of keeping investors informed outside of these formal filings. Think of it as their regular newsletter combined with their official reports. This part is a bit of legal fine print. They're saying that by furnishing this information, it is not like they're signing a contract that makes them fully liable for every single detail, as if it were a formal registration statement. It's a way to share information without necessarily taking on the same level of detailed legal responsibility as a full filing. It's like they're sharing notes, but want to make sure you know these are informal notes. This section just tells us what documents are being included with this report. Think of it as the table of contents for the attachments. It's where they list all the supporting documents. Here is Exhibit 99.1. The actual investor presentation as of the 31st of December 2025. This is where the company really lays out its performance, its outlook, and its strategies. This is the core of what they want investors to see. And then there is Exhibit 104, the cover page in an interactive data file. This is for all you tech-savvy finance folks. It is formatted in a way that computers can easily read and process the key information from the filing. It's basically making the report machine readable for faster analysis, which is super helpful for data scientists and high-frequency traders. Finally, we have the signatures. This is the official sign-off from the company's executives. Here we see the signature of Peter M. Graham. He is listed as the Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. This means he is a top financial boss at SLM Corporation, and his signature confirms that the information presented in this report is accurate to the best of his knowledge. It is like the CEO of the numbers department signing off on the books. So what is the story here? SLM Corporation or Sallie Mae isn't announcing something dramatic like a merger or a huge loss. Instead, they're doing what any responsible, publicly traded company should do. They're keeping their investors in the loop. They've updated their investor presentation with the latest financial information as of the end of 2025. This presentation is likely packed with details on their loan portfolio, their profitability, their growth strategies, and how they're navigating the complex world of student lending. Given that they are in the student loan business, a key focus for them would be their loan origination volume, their net interest margin, and how they are managing credit risk. For instance, in their investor presentation, they would likely be talking about how many new loans they've issued, the interest rates on those loans, and how much they expect to earn from them. They'll also be talking about delinquency rates and how many borrowers might be struggling to repay their loans, which is a major risk factor in this industry. Looking at their commonalities with other financial institutions, SLM navigates interest rate environments very closely. When interest rates go up, their cost of borrowing can increase, but they can also potentially charge more on new loans. It's a balancing act. They also have to consider the regulatory landscape for student loans, which can change with different administrations. The fact that they are providing an updated presentation suggests they have new data or insights they want to share. This could be anything from stronger than expected loan growth to a change in how they are provisioning for potential loan losses. It is important to remember that while these filings are presented objectively, they are often crafted to present the company in the best possible light. That is why we at Corporate Decoder dig deeper to see the underlying trends. Overall, this filing shows a company that is committed to communicating with its shareholders. The value for us as investors is in the supplemental information provided in that investor presentation. While this 8K filing itself is brief, it serves as a gateway to that more detailed financial narrative. We would need to examine Exhibit 99.1, the investor presentation, to truly gauge SLM's performance, strategic direction, and any potential risks or opportunities they've highlighted. In conclusion,